Okay. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I need some lotion. My hands are dry. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I ain't been live in a minute just to give social commentary. Not in a while. Not in a really long. The last time I went live for social commentary was when black women was in an uproar about Michael B. Jordan not dating black women, being in Black Panther. It was a mess. Anyway, good morning, good morning, good morning. Why am I live at 8 o'clock in the morning? Whew. This situation with the honeypot and y'all's vaginas is it's worthy of having conversation. And I want to make this brief. I want to make this quick, but I also want to enjoy my coffee. Make this brief, make this quick. So last night, Sis B. Dixon, CEO, co-founder of the Honeypot, she read a letter, very heartfelt, explaining, and excuse me because I ain't got no makeup on today. She read a letter last night going into detail as to what changes are happening at the Honeypot. In summary, if you have not watched the video, you can go over to my thread and the video is there. In summary, she basically said the company has not been sold. She said that the change in the ingredients are twofold. One, regulatory. The regulatory issues are the change in ingredients. The regulatory issues are with the statements that her products are sulfate-free, paraben-free, so forth and so on. Regulations now are in place where she cannot put that on the product anymore. And as far as the ingredient change, there was a change to the ingredients for preservative measures. So basically, the change in ingredients is to make the product better. All well, all good. I believe that she was very sincere in her statements and her commentary. I believe in what Sis had to say. I am a consumer of the Honeypot products. I've used them. You can find them in my Amazon influencer store. I am pro Honeypot. When I made my post yesterday, I simply asked the question, did you notice the ingredients change? And most of the commentary was in regards to the company being sold, which is something I never said. I never said that the company was being sold or had been sold. I didn't say that at all. But I think people automatically assume because I asked the question, did you notice the ingredient change, that I was insinuating the company sold. So let me say three things, okay? Number one, check your motivation when you are buying black. For me, Lachelle A. Smith, host of Minority Report featuring black-owned businesses, for me, buying black is a lifestyle. It is not a trend. I don't simply buy things because my favorite celebrity is endorsing it or promoting it or has started a brand of their own. For me, buying black is politically and economically motivated. That's me. That's what my beliefs and my reasoning for buying black stands. Okay? As you can already see, we can't go to the grocery store. We can't go to church. We can't mind our business in any capacity without being gunned down. And being gunned down is allowable based on politics. Those things would change if black people were an economic power source, and we're not. Globally, and I've said this a number of times in a number of different videos, interviews, blog posts. Globally, we are a majority. But when it comes to economics, we are not. Black people do not have as much money as white people, and I cannot make that any more plain than it is. If you want a more Harvard educated explanation, you're not going to get it here. I'm just going to say it. Black people don't have as much money as white people, and that's why we're treated the way that we are. So for me, my hopes in supporting Black-owned businesses is for us to be able to gain the economic power that we need so that we are treated the way that we should be on a political level. That's number one. So check your motivation when you're buying Black. What are you buying Black for? Because those are my motivations for buying Black. When I hear, get wind of, come into the knowledge of a business being sold, it does break my heart. And I get it. Trust me, as an entrepreneur, I get it. We establish businesses with the intent of selling, okay? But for me, what I want to see is I want to see Black people moving Procter & Gamble off the table. I want to see Black people moving these businesses that have all these umbrella businesses that have been in power for years, that take our dollars when we're buying feminine hygiene products, cleaning products, gas for our cars. They take our money and invest it into politicians who then allow legislation that's written by lobbyists to continue to marginalize us. And I say that because I worked at a lobbying firm. So my motivations for buying Black are different than most people. Not to say that the Honey Pot sold, because it did not sell. B. Dixon, her brother, her family, they still own the company, still own and operate. However, the changes in the product, one again, like I said, regulatory reasons why they've removed sulfate-free, paraben-free, such and such, such, such. They've removed that from the product because they had to. But the ingredient change was to preserve it better. You know, the washes and such and so forth that's on the shelf, because they're not all natural, they last longer. I am a consumer of natural vegan products, and I have to use them, boom, damn near as soon as I get them, because the mold and the bacteria will grow on the product, and now it's no longer effective. So that's number one. Check your motivations when buying Black. All right. Nobody should be like attacking sis, but y'all went ham, and I didn't realize how bad it was until I see sis on camera literally crying, trying to defend her brand. What I'm not going to do, though, and this goes on to point number 2, is act like she never said she wouldn't. It wasn't open to selling her company, because she very much did. Like 2 years ago, sis made it very plain, like, I'm in this, I'm going to get these coins, and I'm going to sell this company, and, if, you know, to whoever the highest bidder is. Okay, so with that, please know that if you're going into business with the intent to get as much money as you can to make your company profitable and then sell, please expect your consumers to be upset. And for those who are upset, to voice their opinions. My dollars matter. I can't call it for nobody else. I'm cautious about where I spend my coins. That's why we have organizations like the Better Business Bureau and Consumer Reports. Because if you are unhappy, you have the right to complain about being unhappy. Now let's talk specifically about the Honey Pot. Yes, economic inequities are all over the place. But let's talk specifically about the Honey Pot. And I will use my vagina as an example, because that's what we're talking about, vaginas and the Honey Pot. I don't know about anybody else's vagina, but mine, super sensitive. Can't use everything. Can't put everything on my body. She did say, yes, she explained the preservatives. She says she's not selling. Absolutely. Back to vaginas. Now, I am 42 years old. When I'm out in these streets, people don't think I'm 42, but I am. So I've been in this body for a long time. I've been in this body for a minute. And it wasn't until I was around 30 when I discovered I'm allergic to peppermint. have not always been allergic to peppermint. So when I say come into the knowledge of being allergic to an ingredient that's in a lot of different products, not just the honey pot, but hair care products. First of all, it took me a minute to figure out why I'm having the reaction that I'm having, because I wasn't always allergic to peppermint. So with that being said, as consumers who have supported the honey pot, when you have to find out the hard way that the ingredients in a product has changed, you have every right to go on whatever platform you want, whether it be your own, whether it be Twitter, whether it be MSNBC, wherever you want to go, and air your grievance because the product has changed and you are personally impacted by that change. Nobody wants to walk around with a dry, itchy vagina because the company changed the product, even if they changed it for better. The company changed the product, and that slight change is now impacting me, and I'm on my back at the gynecologist's office. Ladies, all of our vaginas may be different, but I think we can all agree that it takes a lot of trial and error to get this pH balance right. And the minute it goes wrong, your whole life is disrupted. I can't call it for nobody else. I can't function when my vagina is not functioning right. So yes, it matters. It most definitely matters. Now, again, for my situation, going back to my peppermint example, like I said, it took a minute for me to understand why my body was changing, and I had to literally dissect almost every minute, every hour of my life to figure out, what did I do differently? What did I eat that was different? What did I apply to my skin that was different? What am I washing my dishes? What am I washing my clothes with? What am I washing my my bedding with that is now causing me to itch all over? What did I do? And it would come and it would go, and it would come and it would go. And it took a while for me to discover that it was actually peppermint. But then even after that, it took a while for me to discover what type of peppermint. Can I eat peppermint candy? Can I have peppermint gum? Can I use peppermint essential oils? Can I eat peppermint patties? This is what I'm talking about. As we get older, our bodies change. And once we kind of get into a routine of knowing what you can eat, what you can drink, what you can wear, what you can wash with, and then all of a sudden, a product that you've been using changes and disrupts your whole life, yeah, you got a right to go on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else and be like, God damn it, I've been using this product for the last 3 years. It's been working well. Why all of a sudden is it not working? Again, this is why we have Consumer Reports. This is why we have Better Business Bureau. This is why, because consumers have the right to complain when a product that they've been using no longer serves them. Does it hurt me to have to see a CEO, a sister who cares so much for Black women, cares so much for our feminine hygiene, to be on Facebook or on whatever social media platform that she's on, reading a letter, explaining herself, like literally in tears, and other Black women like trying to tear her down? Yes, that breaks my heart. Oh my God. It was painful to watch. I was grateful that she went on to further explain. But when you make these type of decisions and choices, even if they're for the better, like as a business owner, you have to expect the backlash. So that's point number 2. Point number 1 was be conscientious. Be very real, very honest with yourself about your reasons why you're buying Black. And number 2, if you're going into business to sell, if you're going into business and you have to make a change, expect backlash. It's going to happen. Like, period, point blank. Like, expect it, endure it. Number 3 is, listen, at the end of the day, the change is made, baby. We ain't got but 2 options. We either going to ride with the honey pot or we not. That's it. That's it. That was the only 2 options that we had before she even read the letter. Either you riding with them or you're not riding with them. Plain and simple. After, reading some of the commentary. Oh, I'm sorry, Nina. But doesn't the negativity hurt black business? I also think we are harder on black businesses than other businesses. I'll say this. Does it negatively hurt black businesses? Does what? Does the change in the business, or does the complaining hurt black businesses? I think in this instance, let me address both sides of that. Does it hurt to complain? Absolutely not. Because didn't she get her ass on camera and explain the change? Because people had questions. People had questions. So I don't necessarily think that's a negative thing. If I have a question, and because of social media, it allows me to go directly to the source and get answers, no, that should be seen as a positive thing, because now everybody's educated. There's no speculation. There's no wondering. There's no question. Did the company sell? No, it ain't sold. No, that answers your question right there. What were the exact changes? She outlined it when she read her letter. Every question that people had, she answered it. So I don't think the complaining on social media should negatively hurt the business. If anything, it answered all the questions that people had. Are we harder on black-owned businesses? I don't necessarily think that we are, but again, that's an opinion. There's no necessarily documented statistics as to whether black people are harder on black-owned businesses than they are on anything else. I will say this as a fellow consumer who reviews products and interviews black entrepreneurs. I feel as though a lot of the brands, I'll use an example. Somebody commented on her video saying that, we've been using Kotex and we've been using these other brands and we never question them. Ma'am, sir, we use what's available to us. So if there were no other black-owned brands and all we had was Kotex, Always, tampons, and these were the only brands that were available, what's there the question? I don't have no other option. So even if this product is questionable, it might have toxins in it. I don't know who made it. I don't know where it's being manufactured. Can't pronounce half these ingredients, but it's all I got. That is completely different than now there are black-owned brands on the market. Now I have options. Now I have alternatives. And because now I have options and alternatives, now I have the opportunity to ask questions. What is the difference between brand A and brand X? What's the difference? I need to know. Because this is where I'm spending my money. And this is what I'm putting on my body. And this is what I'm feeding my children. And this is what I'm driving in every day. No, I don't think we're necessarily harder on black-owned brands. I think we want excellence across the board, regardless of where the product comes from and who's making it. At least I do. I can't speak for the rest of y'all. That's for me. I want excellence across the board. So I'm looking at everything. I'm reading all the ingredients. I'm going to the website because I'm looking for the About Us section because I want to know who's behind this brand. I'm not buying no products with blackface. I'm not buying no t-shirts from Asian companies and they ain't got nothing but a whole bunch of black models. I want to know everything. But that's just me. That's just me. I would definitely advise my clients to make a statement to add clarification, crisis communication 101. That's basically what she did. It wasn't a upfront change. B. Dixon, Honey Pot, they didn't disclose up front that they were making these necessary changes. And now she's catching hell for it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is how you choose to operate in these entrepreneurial streets, and you feel like I don't need to make an announcement, I don't need to make a change, or I am going to make an announcement, but I'm going to put the product out there first, you're going to have to expect this type of backlash. It is what it is. And again, like I said, point number 3 was either we're going to support it or we're not. Either we're going to support it or we're not. It really boils down to that. It truly, truly does. So again, from me, from Lachelle A. Smith, okay, host of Minority Report featuring Black-owned businesses. I interview Black entrepreneurs. I review products of Black-owned brands. This is a brand that I can't see not supporting. I just can't. I'm going to encourage you to continue to support the brand if it is a product that works for you and your vagina. Okay? If it doesn't, you find something else. It's real. I mean, this really isn't rocket science. But be very mindful about the brands that you support and be mindful as to why you're supporting the brand. You should make the announcement with the product launch so no one is confused or writing your story for you. Tell your own story always. I couldn't agree more, Danielle. Like, I couldn't agree more. But again, there are people who feel like, well, I've never seen a product make a change and then, come out with an announcement. And like I said on my thread yesterday, this ain't syrup or salad dressing or light bulbs. This is a personal care item. And because it's a personal care item, yeah, I'm going to want some notice. But we didn't get that. So here we are. We're getting it after the fact. B. Dixon did a very heartfelt, thorough explanation as to why there were changes to the Honey Pot. And now that you have the answers, govern yourselves accordingly. That's it. That's all you can do. Now, I will say right now, this present moment, I actually was working on a blog post for Juneteenth. Last year, year before, I have put together a list of Juneteenth celebrations happening in all 50 states. Why is that important and why is that relevant? Because at one point, Juneteenth wasn't even recognized. So now for it to be celebrated in all 50 states, I feel as though that's worthy of a blog post. But I got to stop that. I got to put a pause in that, put a pin in that. And now I got to go write a blog post to give y'all alternatives to the Honey Pot. Because that's what's been asked of me. Now people are asking me, where can I find this type of product or where can I find this type of product? And trust and believe me, they're out there. Most of which I'm following on Instagram. I'm going to put it all in a post because you deserve options. I know that we see and usually buy what's marketed to us. What do you see in all the Target ads? So because that's all you see, you think that that's all that there is. No. I will go ahead. I will do the research for you. I know for a fact that I'm following at least 6 other feminine hygiene product brands on Instagram. So because I'm following them, I am aware of them and I will share that information with you. So please stand by, come back on Facebook, check periodically throughout the day. I will have the post up before later on this evening, hopefully before 6 o'clock. But I got other things to do today. The main difference with the other companies that don't announce changes is that we are not their target. We look at the ingredients. I assume she saw what happened with Shea Moisture. Listen, hey cousin. Let's Shea Moisture. Do we really want to even get into Shea Moisture? Because I was pissed about Shea Moisture. I ain't even gonna hold you. It's a personal care item. Like I said, we're not talking about changes in ingredients to cooking oil or changes in ingredients to some other nondescript product that, I can live without. We're talking about personal care items. If it's something that I'm putting on my person or something that I'm going to ingest, yes, I'm going to want a heads up. And if I don't get a heads up, I'm going to be pissed. Now, when it came to Shea Moisture, fix it, Jesus. I was upset about the Shea Moisture situation because of the denial of the change in ingredients. For me, that's the difference between Shea Moisture and the Honey Pot. When Shea Moisture decided that they wanted to integrate the beauty aisle, and now their product is not for specifically kinky, curly, 4C, 4B hair, for people with melanin whose, ancestors are from the diaspora, and now they want to create this all-inclusive product and hire Gary V to do the marketing because you want white dollars, bruh, just say that. Now, you want white dollars to go and do amazing things for Black people. You want white dollars so you can create scholarships and grants for black owned businesses, specifically women in black owned businesses. I get it. You want dollars from people who have dollars to give to people who don't. So you sacrificed your brand. You didn't say that. Shea Moisture swore up and down that they didn't add nothing to the product, didn't take nothing from the product. And scores of women are like, nah, bruh. This product it's not the same. My hair is not reacting the same. My hair is not responding the same to this here product. They changed the product and continue to say that they didn't. And thousands of women who are saying, yeah, this product is not the same. They all can't be lying. So that's the difference between Shea Moisture and the Honey Pot. Same thing with Mane Choice. They sold their company for a substantial amount of money. I mean, sis secured the bag over at Mane Choice. But then she took that money and now she's doing other things. Now she has her own menstrual pad product and she sells popcorn and she's still doing the boss conferences and giving out scholarships. Same thing happened with Bevel. Sir that owned Bevel, the razor blades, swore for years he would never sell his product. Sir sold that thing. Now he's still president of the company. He's still very much involved. But in selling your company, there comes so many more benefits. You get more distribution. You get more advertising. There are benefits to selling your company. But again, going back to my point number one, you have to check your motivation when you're buying black. Are you buying black because it is a trend? Because, I mean, I was like hype when I saw Nas, because Nas is my favorite rapper, like ever. When he's now, an ambassador and he's endorsing the Bevel blade. Only for them to turn around and like sell it a year later. It is slightly devastating. But I understand. Because, again, we don't own anything. We don't own distribution. We don't own manufacturing facilities. We don't own anything. But at this rate, if we continue to sell, we're never going to own anything. So it's a double-edged sword. We have to govern ourselves accordingly. For me, I can't stress this enough. I buy black because I want to see black people in a position of dominance. I want to see people in positions of power. I want to see black people selling their products on a global scale without the assistance of white people. Because white people generally buy our brands, buy our businesses, and simply dismantle them and make them disappear. It's a cash grab for the most part. They're not advancing the culture. They're vultures of the culture. So, again, it's a double-edged sword. It truly is. I understand why brands sell. Get the bag. I'm all here for breaking generational curses. I'm here for creating generational wealth. I'm here for having multiple Black Wall Streets everywhere in every state. I'm here for all of that. But when we sell our businesses, it pushes that agenda further and further down the list. The agenda of gaining the world dominance that we should have because of the number of black people that exist on this planet. I mean, it's damn, like, America itself is browning. And we could talk about that in a whole nother live. That's the reason why these white men are all up in y'all's womb and trying to tell people they can't have abortions, because they're disappearing. That's why. Because white people are slowly fading away and they are tanning and they're browning. Yeah, and they don't want that. So we're making strides. But honey, I'm here. But I want it all. Plain and simple. I want it all. I don't want just one black woman on the Supreme Court. Is Barack gonna be the last black president we ever gonna have at this point? Like, we can't have all of the things that we want politically and economically if we continue to sell and continue to not support black owned businesses. So I'm going to finish drinking my coffee. I've been talking to y'all all morning. If, I'm available, y'all want to chat with me, feel free to inbox me. Feel free to email me, info@minorityreporttvshow.com. If you're looking for more Black-owned businesses support, definitely check out my influencer store on Amazon. I have literally over 200 products that are all Black-owned. Products for men, women, children, books, home, interiors, the whole shebang. Amazon.com/shop/Minority Report TV show. I advertise on Facebook all the time, so I don't know how y'all ain't know about it, but head on over there. And the honey pot is there as well. You can buy the foam wash, you can buy the wipes, you can buy the pads, you can get all of that. It's all on over there. And if you're looking for more interviews, I just interviewed Intisar Bashir from Browndages. They were just on Shark Tank. Got 3 sharks to invest in their brand. So that interview was very enlightening. So if you're curious about the Shark Tank experience, what's it like to go on Shark Tank, and to learn more about that brand, definitely head on over to my YouTube channel. I'll drop all the links down below, but it's Minority Report _TV. So if you go to YouTube and you look for Minority Report, you're going to see the movie with Tom Cruise. But if you type in Minority Report _TV, it'll take you directly to my YouTube channel. It's all kinds of great content over there. But again, I can't stress this enough. Check your motivation for buying Black. Check your motivation. If you're only here to support Black-owned brands because they're popular, you see them on TV, you happen to find them when they're in Target. Before I go, let me say this about Target. Let me say this about shelf space, period. This is the last thing that I'm going to say to y'all. Let's talk about shelf space, period. There was a campaign that started damn near 3 years ago where we were begging. It's 2 different campaigns that was going on. And right now, the name of both of the campaigns escape me, but I will share links to both. There was one campaign where we were literally calling out brands to tell us who's in your C-suite. Y'all market to Black people and y'all have no problem taking Black people dollars, but who on your executive staff is Black? Are you using Black lawyers, Black accountants, Black-owned marketing firms? So that was one campaign that we were just holding major brands accountable. Y'all profit from us, but y'all don't hire us. That's a whole nother conversation. Second campaign, we were asking for 15% of shelf space in major box stores like Target, like Ulta, like Sephora, because it matters. Our brands are out here comparable to anything else that you can find, and we deserve just as much shelf space as everyone else. However, and I hear this a lot from people, from other Black consumers. Why isn't this brand in a Walmart, or why isn't this brand in the Target? Because you don't support it. That's why it's not in Target or Walmart. You got to support it before it's in Walmart if you want to see it in Walmart. I don't think the average consumer fully understands how a business has to scale and prove that they're profitable before they can be given shelf space. And if we're not supporting them when they're just simply selling from their website and Instagram, they ain't never going to make it into Walmart and Target. And I know we all like convenience. All of us. Me included. That's why I love Amazon. That thing is here in 3 days at my door. Sometimes overnight. Because I like convenience too. However, wanting convenience, we need to create our own shelf space. And we do create our own shelf space. That's why we have We Buy Black and a number of other online marketplaces. I did a blog post about that too. I be giving y'all the keys to the kingdom. Okay? Are you not following my blog? Are you not a subscriber to my newsletter? I be trying to point y'all in the right direction. You can go to this online marketplace and buy food. Flows Grocery. I got a whole affiliate code. You can go on over there, save money on, getting food from a Black-owned business delivered directly to your house. Like, I be trying to point y'all in the right direction to these online marketplaces. But as far as box stores are concerned, we have to support our Black owned brands in order for them to get the shelf space that we want them to have. When I go to Target, I don't leave Target. I make it my business. I don't leave Target without something from the Lip Bar, without something from whoever, whatever Black owned brands in there. I don't care if it's a notebook. I don't care if it's a real book. I don't care what it is. I don't leave Target without something in my cart from a Black owned business. Foxy Health and Wellness Coach. Thanks, sis. I appreciate you. Definitely do. I don't leave a box store. I don't check out of Amazon without, if I'm going to Amazon for something that I can't find from a Black owned business. I needed a heating pad. This massage chair. This is my baby right here. I love this thing. I'm going to show y'all my little remote. This thing got a remote. Honey, it heats. It does all kinds of stuff, but I got it from Amazon. I don't know of a Black owned business that sells massage chairs. But when I bought this, trust me, I bought about 7 other products from Black owned businesses. But that's me. And I'm just trying to encourage you to consider these things when you're spending your money. I said that we don't have to keep begging these folks. You're right, Angie, baby. I'm with you. I'm here. Me and you, we here. I feel you. I understand. We shouldn't have to beg these people for a seat at the table. And that goes back to my original point. If we support Black owned businesses and they don't sell, we have our own table. But we build tables and then sell them. I can't combat that. I can't combat the cash grab. I can't combat securing the bag. The moment we build a table, we sell it. Which I don't, again, I can't stress this enough. I am not angry or frustrated with anyone who's built their $1 million business, was offered a deal and decided to take it. I'm not mad about that. What I'm saying is that it pushes the agenda of having our own table further and further and further down the list. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all, and I hate it. It's frustrating. But it's part of the economic cycle. It is. Anybody who's taken any type of business course or entrepreneurial course, they tell you learn these things. So I get it. And I fully understand. I'm not here for begging for seats at a table. And I'm here to disrupt the table. Flip that shit the whole way over. That's what I'm hoping. Like I said, I'm hoping for these brands to push Procter & Gamble off the map. Push them completely off the map. I'm trying to see Slutty Vegan put Chick-fil-A out of business. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here. Okay. Let me be clear. Cause I said I was logging off of this 3 minutes ago. Let me be clear. Lachelle Smith is not here for integration. I ain't here for it. Absolutely not. I'm not here for it. For all of the reasons I outlined before. The more we integrate, the more we're marginalized. They take our dollars, our votes, our bodies for granted. So what are we integrating into? And why? For what? For who? It's not for our benefit, because we don't need them. For the most part, everything in modern society is rooted in everything that Black people have invented. Let me tell you, listen, okay, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. We're not going to go into like a whole history lesson, but listen here. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to try to make it as plain as possible. I'm over being part of a culture where the dominant species are a group of individuals who didn't even know how to wash their ass. Okay? These people came out the Caucasus Mountains and didn't have enough common sense to know that the difference between wild animals and domestic animals. Didn't know that they wasn't supposed to lay in the hay with the other animals, causing all kinds of plagues. Didn't know how to use soap. Didn't know how to season food. Didn't know how to add. Black people, listen. We built this shit. Why? What are we integrating for when we built this? Why? mathematics, science, astronomy, athletics, art, music. We dominate everything. Integrate for what? Wasn't even where I was going with let's go back to the honey pot, because y'all done took me completely somewhere else. But these are my worldviews. These are the reason why I do what I do. Why I push so hard for Black-owned brands. And for me, it's not necessarily to compete or pit one brand against another. Yes, the Honey Pot makes feminine hygiene products, but there are other Black-owned brands that also make feminine hygiene products, and you should be aware of all of them. Try them. Whichever ones work best for you is where you need to be putting your dollars. And again, like I said before, as far as, well, we don't complain and we don't question this brand or that brand. For years, this and that brand was all we had. So we ain't gonna question it if it's all we got. And now we got options. So yeah, we gonna ask questions of everybody. Black, brown, whoever's finna get my coins. I want the Carfax. That's an analogy y'all can understand. Somebody send me the Carfax. Give me the facts. We have options, and I want facts to go with those options. And I don't think that there's nothing wrong with that. So this message, this early morning, y'all, going up on a Tuesday, has been both for consumers as well as business owners. I wish every single one of you success. I want to see every single one of you win. Whether you work a regular old 9-to-5, or if you out here building something out of your kitchen, or out of your garage, or in a back room, or on your patio, or in your backyard. Wherever you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing, I wish you nothing but success. But you gotta check your motivations. You got to check your motivations as to where you're spending your money. And you got to check your motivations as to why you're starting a business. Plain and simple. If you're going into business with the ulterior motive of, I'm going to scale and sell, don't be surprised when we come for you. The only thing that you can do is be open, honest, and transparent. And I will give kudos and accolades to B. Dixon for doing just that. Did it break? I almost started crying with her. Sis was all in tears and everything. Yeah, because you ain't know that they was going to be on your ass like that. You ain't know they was coming for you. And they came with the thunder. I'm on Twitter and I was like, listen, I can't be on Twitter every day. Because over there, that space, they keep it all the way against it, and they come for everybody's throat on Black Twitter. They came for her, and she really didn't have a choice but to further explain herself. And I feel as though that her explanation was thorough. It was thorough. It was heartfelt. It was sincere, and it was educational. Very, very educational. So I'm going to implore you to head on over to the Honey Pot Co. on Facebook, or whatever streaming, or not streaming platform, whatever social media network you venture on over to, and listen to her explanation, because it was very good. I will give her that. But again, like I said, later on this evening, I will have another blog post. Because your vagina, like my vagina, is super sensitive, and you can't just be out here using everything, and it's taking you 1, 2, 3, 4 years to figure out what works best for you, and now the Honey Pot is not working for you, I will introduce you to other brands. But this is my last tip, and I'm getting the hell up off of here. If you're really concerned about your vagina, I'm going to give you a pro tip. Stop fucking fuckboys. Because as much as we want to complain about, the Honey Pot changed its ingredients, and it got this in it, and it don't got that in it, that thing that's fucking up your pH balance is that fuck boy you fuck with. That's my pro tip for today. Drink water, plenty of water. Mind your business. Drink cranberry juice. Get the unsweetened organic cranberry juice. After you done fucking that fuckboy, because we already know the pipe is good and you not finna leave him alone. Had a flashback. You're not finna leave him alone. When you do fool with him, Get your ass up immediately. You got to go pee. You got to go pee first and wash immediately. Because nobody, I don't, what product, I don't care what it is. I don't care what food you eat, allergic to, whatever. Nobody is going to fuck up your pH balance like a fuck boy. And we all know that they have the best penis. It be the people with the worst intentions, the nastiest spirits, the worst habits, inconsistent, that's fucking your shit up. So that's just my pro tip. I'm going to end on that note. Shout out. I am a honey pot brand consumer. I love their products. They work for me. If they no longer work for you, like I said, before 6 o'clock, I will have another blog post with other products that are available to you that you can go ahead and consume. But check your motivations and stay away from fuckboys. And your pH balance will be balanced, sis. Y'all have a great day. I love y'all. Follow me on everything. I'm everywhere.